Hello, everybody. This is I wouldn't say an emergency, but this is like an alert kind of stream, and it has to do with the price of Bitcoin. Now, when I got up this morning, I checked the price, and it looked pretty much similar to what I had seen before. Let me pull up a chart, and let's go ahead and switch to webcam 1 plus. There we go. I got up this morning, and Bitcoin was sitting here around 2250. I just checked this afternoon, and Bitcoin is up to 2,854. So if you remember, it had been kind of rolling along pretty good, and then it had gone on a decline, and it got down as low as 1,800 and some dollars per Bitcoin around July 16th, 17th. In hindsight, that would have been a good time to buy, right? And then it started going back up, went up a little bit, and then if we look at our chart in 1 hours, you could see 6 a.m. this morning, 23.10. It actually got down to 22.32, and then, or I'm sorry, that was yesterday. This morning, the 20th at 6 a.m., 23.15, right? So I got up this morning, and I'm like, oh, okay. It's come up a little bit. And then all of a sudden, during the day, it just kind of took off. And I just looked at it, and I see that it's up here around 28.08. So in the last 24 hours, the price of Bitcoin has gone up 24.5%. That's pretty significant. Again, think about if you'd bought just a week ago at 1,800, you'd be $1,000 ahead now because it's up at 2,800. I haven't done any trades recently. A month ago was the last trades that I had, and I had bought at 28.49, and I had a little bit of cash, and I bought at 26.75, right? Yeah, hindsight being 2020. So as you could see, I currently have put a sell order in for the 2.38 Bitcoin that I currently have in my GDAX account. I've got it up here at 29.90. And the reason I've got the sell in is because I was looking at the chart, and I saw last time it got up around 3,000. What I think is going to happen is if it continues to go up, I think it's going to bump into resistance around $3,000 and then fall back down. So my game plan is obviously sell high up around 3,000, and then after the price drops back down, go ahead and I'll buy back in. So that's why I have a sell for Bitcoin in here now as a trade. Not that I think it's not going to continue to go up. I just think it's going to test the upper limit of resistance and probably fall back down again. So the next thing, there's a 1 minute resolution on the chart. So the next thing that I did was, it's like, well, what's the reason for this? Why this change, right? Because a couple weeks ago, I heard news stories like India was going to legalize Bitcoin, or Japan had taken another step to legalize it. But Bitcoin didn't go up, it went down. I'd heard a story that there were certain people that were shorting Bitcoin. And I had heard that a lot of people had moved over to Ethereum, thinking that's the one that was going to grow more, was going to be more in favor. And really, I mean, kind of everything went down as well. Now, if we look at Ethereum, it's up 18.74%. in the last 24 hours, and Litecoin is up 10.57. So Bitcoin and Ether have sort of tracked similar. So I was looking for news stories, so I went on to Zero Hedge, and I see here was like a daily, kind of a daily report thing, and basically it said gold, which sometimes trades along with Bitcoin as a way to store wealth. Sometimes it doesn't, but it basically says gold gained on the day with some news, and then it says Bitcoin surged 18%, best day since June 2016, and they drew a correlation. They said no catalyst was obvious, but we do note that the move began almost to the second as news broke of the Alphabet dark web bust. And that was another news story that I read. If you know about Silk Road from a couple years ago, Alphabet was a similar website where all sorts of things, including some things illicit, could be purchased using Bitcoin on the web. And law enforcement agencies, including the FBI, basically broke that up and has moved to seize the assets, which is going to include millions of dollars worth of Bitcoin from the operators of Alphabet. So news broke, volumes popped up, price goes up. So again, that's another reason why, again, I think it might go up, test that upper limit, and come back down. The news cycle, it's going to wear off. It's going to kind of be out of people's minds maybe over the weekend. So that's the only thing that I could find that would explain the change in the price of Bitcoin. So I wanted to take this opportunity. I haven't made a Bitcoin video in a while, mostly because I haven't been doing trades, right? I had bought in and it had fallen, and I didn't want to sell at a loss. So hadn't been much to talk about until I just checked. I'm not currently using an app that is going to send me an alert when the Bitcoin price reaches a certain level or not. I'd experimented with some before, but I don't run that all the time. Maybe I need to look into that. For now, I just every so often I'll check it on my PC or check it on my phone if I'm away from home. I did post a video not too long ago about two-factor authentication and the change to using Google's authenticator. So that's, I believe, one of the next most recent Bitcoin-related video that I posted. Another thing that I'm not going to do a video about, but just as an FYI, is you can send Bitcoin into Coinbase. So if you have Bitcoin somewhere else, or you get Bitcoin from another method besides buying it on Coinbase, you can still go in and pull up, or have the person that you're buying the Bitcoin from pull up your wallet address on Coinbase and send the Bitcoin into Coinbase, and then transfer that Bitcoin over to GDAX. So if you've been following my videos closely and you notice the amount I have has gone up, that accounts for it. There's some there that that didn't come from buying it on GDAX in the last month. You have to be careful because there's another address that shows up that basically, if you transfer Bitcoin to it, it automatically sells it into US. It sells it at the current rate minus a little bit of commission. So if you are transferring Bitcoin into Coinbase, be careful and make sure that you're using the right Bitcoin address for your wallet. My transactions took, and I did this earlier this week, it took maybe 30 minutes for there to be 4 confirmations. So as far as the performance of the Bitcoin network, when I did that transaction, it was not problematic. One of the things you may be hearing about in the news is the possibility of a hard fork or a soft fork of Bitcoin coming up. I just read an article about it, and to be honest, I will probably talk about it in a future video, but I think it's enough up in the air that I'm not going to discuss it right now. So with that, I'll just say, hey, you know what? Hindsight being 2020, it would have been a great time to buy at 1800, and you'd be looking good to sell here at 28. My personal sell price is about 29.90. I think it's probably going to go up a little bit, maybe even into 3,000 before it falls back down again. So that's my trade. And again, trading is different than the strategy of buy and hold, which I'm not saying that's a bad strategy. In fact, I use that strategy. But for the Bitcoin that I trade, that's my current strategy. Hope everybody enjoys the videos. Click the like if you like the videos on my channel. And if you want to be alerted when I do a live stream like this, or when I post a new video to my channel, go ahead and subscribe to the channel, and then you can configure your alerts like you like. I do I do a variety of videos on different subjects. I try to be very clear in the title of my videos. So if it has to do with something non-Bitcoin related, you can see that, and if you're not interested in it, you don't have to watch it. Or maybe you will be. Maybe you like synthesizer music or other topics. But anyway, until then, thank you for watching.